Yo, what's up, people? This is the Tech Out Podcast, and I'm your host, Larry Ogeda. And with me, Bwana, who are you?
My name is Zia.
Awesome. So, this is the Tech Out Podcast, and the goal of this podcast is to challenge biases and assumptions, birth new ideas and perspectives, identify areas of improvement, and cultivate a sense of responsibility. That sounds simple, but when you get to the groundwork, it's kind of crazy. So that's the goal of the podcast. And today I'm talking about the family sphere of influence. And in my previous podcast, I've been talking about the 7 spheres of influence, and there are so many. And I think we, um, as Christians, should occupy these spaces. Yeah, particularly in the media space, where I feel is my specific sphere of influence. So today we are talking about friendship, and I know. This is a topic that is so dear. I just love it to a point that I can't explain really, but I think this is the only sphere that has no teaching of some kind to it, and all the other spheres have some teaching of some kind. You have to go to school for like 4 years and stuff. And friendship, hakuna school kama hiyo. But yeah, so today I'm with Zia here, and I want her to tell us um, the kind of friendship she has experienced, what she has learned from them, and yeah, what guys can learn from the friendships between ladies. I think guys have a long way to go in learning. Yeah, I think it's a bias that guys feel. Anyway, if I get into that thing alone, it will cause jitters. There are men over here, by the way. Gladly have an audience today. Manze makofi kwao bana. Yeah, so it's awesome to have them here. I've been doing this alone. I couldn't wait for time for this to happen. So Zia, tell us, bana. How is it having lady friendships? Because I'm seeing it's awesome to see you guys from far relating as ladies. Yeah.
Okay. First thing first, I would like you to ask me that one question. That one specific question. Like you guys keep asking yourselves. Like, okay, the assumptions that you make.
Now,
Yes.
I know this would sound toxic because I hear you guys saying, babe. Oh, you call your friend a babe. I'm thinking of calling my friend. I may just call my friend you guys. Laugh, it's over. But you guys have some kind of deep connection. Like let me say, like most of the charmers, particularly the PCAs, they have charmers that they have both learned with, and their communities led by women, you know. And I haven't seen men doing the same. Well, maybe they do, but I haven't seen it being so rampant. I have been in a charmer once. I don't really understand it. So like, tell us like your experience of friendship as a lady, because you guys, I think your friendships are something that we guys can learn from.
Yeah, sure. So I'd start by saying that depends with first thing first. It depends with where you learned friendship from, because sometimes there are people that have understood friendship growing up. There are those that started friendship at home, and there are those that have not yet still understood what friendship is. So personally, I haven't experienced friendship. I haven't, because growing up, I grew up different places. The moment I was starting to get to know one chick or maybe one friend, I departed to another place. So it has been a roller coaster of emotions, let's say, because sometimes as a kid, you tend to be attached to what is familiar to you, because you might think this is the lady, and sometimes you feel like you're connected to this person because sometimes it's trauma bond. That's another topic, but yeah, on its own. So sometimes it's the familiarity. Maybe this person has something you're missing, and then, but as a child, you're not aware. You're moving like you're in the dark until now. Fast forward, right now I'm experiencing healthy friendships. But now, to say that it didn't just come, it didn't just happen. I didn't wake up one day and I had a healthy friendship. It started from scratch. I used to think that friendship should be okay. I grew up understanding that friendship is one-sided, where you get to be the best friend to your best friend. But now, logically speaking, I think it becomes more of a reality that you come to understand that it's a two-way thing. There has to be a mutual understanding. There has to be an agreement, and you have to know like where is this person, like okay, do they understand friendship? And also, first I had to have a friendship with myself first for me to be able to understand friendship from other perspectives. Because if you don't have, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Yeah, and because when you're always on the receiving end, it becomes a problem because you receive what is given. You're always receiving and receiving. Yeah, so I've understood friendship, and I love women's friendship, because people assume women are fake. But what I've come to learn, we have female audiences here. If you find yourself in a circle of fake friends, you are also a fake friend.
What a query, man.
Yes, it is true. I mean, you cannot say it, my friend this, my friend that. I mean, okay, who are you in that friendship first? Because I've come to maybe learn that we are all so self-centered. Most of us, okay, we are humans, and we come to assume that they're supposed to just give and give and give, but you can't always take, because you become it gets to a point where the other person is exhausted. But now when you experience a healthy friendship, it comes from a healthy point of view. You have to have a healthy friendship with yourself so that you can give what you already have. It's more like you cannot give friendship. Okay, let me change that. I've come to learn that I share friendship. You cannot give, because giving is like giving for good, but now sharing is what you have, so you're not left empty. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I don't know if I can use the same thing in my life. I can say the same experience. I'd say mostly guys are my friends, and acha niseme tu kweli, I feared ladies. Hey, you guy.
Why?
Um, hey, this I don't know whether my mom will watch. Maybe she will, maybe she won't.
Mom, don't watch, don't listen.
This one, you know, me growing up, my dad was a very present dad, and he took me to school. I had a heavier bond with him growing up. I think he's the first friend I had, because I really bonded with him. My mom was working, hey yo, but food has to be put on the table. But I didn't interact with my mom so heavily, so it became a constant surfing. And sometimes, maybe there would be, you know, children are very, they pick things.
Mhm.
Like if you have an agreement with a disagreement with someone, a kid will notice and they will act accordingly. So sometimes I think my mom would get annoyed and it would affect me. I recognize you, this is this. So I would always walk on eggshells when I'm around my mom. But not that my mom was doing anything bad. She just had to um, be there for us. Not that my dad was not working, but his work was a bit easier on him, so he would interact. So like that was the basis of friendship with the ladies. And someone told me we shouldn't. Should I say this? We shouldn't have lady guy
Mm.
friendships. I disagree, particularly when you're single. Hauna mipaka, kuna mipaka. But yes, kuna mipaka, but it's not that much. So that's my experience with a female male perspective of friendship. I don't know about you now. When you go to the guy side, how was your experience like?
Mhm. I grew up in a home full of, there were more boys than girls because I have one sister. So I won't say I learned male friendship from home, because when you're growing up, there's so much going on. Everybody has their own personality. They have their own beliefs. But now, as I grew up, majority of the friends I have are male. I don't have a good circle of female friendship, but I am creating now. You see, now it comes from a point where I understand where I'm coming from, what I want, what I'm looking for. Because speaking from a lady who has a male best friend, it is actually, I'd say, the most fun friendship I've ever had. People don't believe you can have like a male friend and it's all the bestie this, it's a belief that's there. But I've come to learn that we judge ourselves. We tend to judge ourselves. Like, you cannot judge a feeling you've not experienced, because if you've had a friend, a lady friend, and then it went across the board. Now when I tell you that I have a male friend, you'll assume I am doing what you did, so basically I've come to learn that I have first to understand who is this person and what do I want this person for, and for how long. But I think we don't get to decide for how long, because I've learned that seasonal friendships. Yeah, seasonal friends. There are those that come to teach you how to maybe there are ladies that I've met that have taught me how to, like, put myself first. There are others that I've met that have taught me how to, like, love myself. There are those that I've met that have taught me, like, they didn't tell me like this is a lesson. I learned. I chose to sit and learn. So yeah, so I have a male best friend, and it is amazing. It's been amazing, and I feel like that friendship it started from a healthy perspective, where we understood that if it goes from this point to the next, we're going to destroy what we have. So yeah, I've formed friendship with men, but now, as a is this a small adult? Right, the small adults, because I'm not an adult. I refuse to be called an adult. Yeah, because
Adulting is tough.
adulting is tough. It keeps adulting. So the moment you label yourself as an adult, it starts adulting. So yeah. So as an adult right now, I've started forming friendship with females, like, from a very healthy perspective. Yes, I have. So I love it, but it's challenging, because there's always a first time for everything. But now, so I feel like it works for male and female friendship. And now, actually, what I've learned from this friendship that I have is that actually my best friend, the one I'm talking about, is younger than me, like 5 years younger. Sounds strange, I know, but I feel like it was destined for me to be friends with him first, because he has helped me to connect well with my younger siblings. If I'm going to understand this guy, I know how to understand my siblings who are behind me, because I had a very weird friendship relation with my siblings, because I used to assume because I'm older they have to listen, they have to follow. I've come to learn that I'm not the bigger person. Yeah, so it has really helped me grow as a person. Yeah, because now I understand how they think. What they want is not what I want. It's how they want things, and there's how I want things. So I have to meet them in the middle. So yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting. I don't have a lady best friend.
Why?
I'd say, I don't know. I have that challenge, and it comes from a point of, I think, personally, I'm super goal oriented.
Mhm.
So my life is based on a goal. So I don't really have seasonal friendships, because I feel, and by the topic, I felt I had wanted to give this podcast the topic of a covenantal
Mhm.
thing. I think friendships shouldn't be seasonal, because I know people move, people go to where they're going. But I'd give an example from the Bible. I did this podcast before, and I was talking about how David and Jonathan were so together, they were binded together, and to the point that even when Jonathan died, David made sure that his sons were in the war. they were in the house with him, and it was unheard of for a king to keep the people from the other house who are not his sons in that house, because they could easily take away your power. You get? So anyway, what I meant to say is that if a friendship is covenantal and is goal oriented and is going to somewhere where you grow, or somewhere where both of you learn from each other, grow with each other, to the point that even when it's so hard for the friendship to be there, you're still there. And I think the richness in such friendships can grow so far. I can't even state how. I've seen companies that have names of, let me say, like Johnson Johnson, like the names, those guys, they are such friends until they have made a company that they work together. You see, such like things, a relationship or a friendship that is by, it's not singular, because I think the culture of today has pushed us to live singularly. And there's one verse, I can't remember the verse, but it talks about how a man, it's not good for a man to stay alone. And part of what my thoughts are bringing me towards is that it's not only in a marriage perspective. I think it's also in a real life perspective, that you shouldn't, the way we live our lives fully solo, you live in your house alone, you get. I think you're supposed to live in a community. That we don't live in a community anymore. I don't know if, do you know your neighbors?
Mm, no,
That's
I
the thing.
don't.
And I think I've watched podcasts of guys who are there before us, and they keep saying how he was just walking and then he pricked his leg, and someone he doesn't know took his time, took him to hospital, waited for him to come out. You know, I don't think we have that culture anymore. If now a kid makes a mistake here right now outside your door, you can't you can't teach the kid do this, because the parent will be like, yo, that's my kid, you shouldn't. And you see, so I'm thinking community is hinged on friendship. Yeah, so I think that's the perspectives. I don't know what you think about that scenario.
Hmm. I've asked a few ladies to give me their idea of friendships, because I might have lacked friendship growing up, but that doesn't mean that other ladies didn't experience it. So I wanted to learn from people that have already experienced friendship, so that I know, like, what did I miss. But I've come to learn that it was different responses, because there's one that was telling me her friendship, she learned it from her mom. Like, they had a very good friendship. They still do. The mom, yeah, they still do have a very, very good friendship with the mom. So that actually, it's an advantage to her at home, but now it came as out as a disadvantage to her outside, because she came with that mentality. That all women are trustworthy, women are caring, women are loving. She came out categorizing everyone in one book, like one box. So she was so disappointed, like, really, really, because in high school, people are different. People come from different places, different beliefs. But now she told me that she now experienced toxic friendships in high school. So she was confused and heartbroken, because she don't understand, like, women. This is how friendship is supposed to be. This is what my mom has taught me. But now she forgot that outside, her mom is not outside her world. Yeah. So others have told me that they experience healthy friendships in high school, where maybe you grew up alone. Your parents are busy, so you became a loner, you became an introvert. And then now you go outside, because in high school you have to interact with other people. Then she meets other people, and now she starts connecting with them in ways she didn't know existed. But now that comes also as a disadvantage of, you become attached. This is a feeling you've not experienced. Now you want to hold on to it, because at home you're lacking it, but now in school you're having it. So you find that there's some cases where friends cry when they are breaking up or the other friend is leaving. But okay, it's not that I'm trying to be judgmental because I haven't experienced it. I'm just saying from what I was told. But I believe that friendship, a healthy friendship, like right now, the female friendship that I've created, they are healthy. You know, there are friendships where we can sit down and think outside the box. You know, it's a friendship where you can be told, like, have you thought about this business? Have you tried this? Have you tried this for yourself? You know, there's this, it's a healthy friendship, like it's coming from a healthy point of view. And now because I'm not saying like I've met myself there yet, but there's a point I've met myself. Now I understand what they're telling me, what they're trying to imply to me. But now also I have understood that I also help them grow in one way or another. So it is basically it's more of a how you learn friendship and versus how you understand friendship now, because there's what you learn and then there's the reality. So I feel like friendship is important. I believe it's part of our life. We need friends. We, like they said, no man is an island. Yeah, and it's lonely at the top. Actually, I don't know what that means really, because everybody has a different story of behind that. But I feel like I would say we deserve friends, because right now the friends that I've create the friendship that I've created has helped me also to also connect with my sister, my mother, because now I understand life on a different perspective. So yeah, so that's I think that is more about what I'm learning in friendship. Also, speaking of covenants, friendships, ah, I believe they are practical for those that are practical too. I've met people who have told me that they've been friends with this person since childhood. Childhood. I mean, we made a pinky promise, we did that and that. I didn't experience that. Actually, the reason why I started wanting to create friendship is from the movies. I think there are movies where they like sisters. It's called sisters. Sisters. They have this sisterhood. You crave it. They have this friend who, like the hyper friend, the therapy friend, the doctor friend, the mother friend. You know, like I craved that. I was longing to have that, and right now I'm in a phase where I'm creating that for myself. I know what I want, and I just walk understanding that just because we align with certain maybe beliefs and maybe understanding, that doesn't make us friends. There's what you're looking for, and there's what I'm looking for. So yeah, covenant friendships, they exist because looking at the Bible, like there's a covenant between God and Moses, God and Abraham, God and who Adam. There's also David. So I think for me, I am made to assume that covenant friendships. I think they are the healthy friendships, because now you're committed to something. Like this is something you know that you're doing, and it also you have the consideration. You're considering this friend, whether you are away from them or close to them. So I feel like covenant friendship comes with commitment, because you're both committed to each other. Also, it comes with a comes with a healthy bond. Now, because you're far from fear, you're far from everything. You just know that this person has got you. Also, it comes with discipline, because you know if I do ABCD, I might lose my friend, and if I do this, I'm overstepping boundaries. Also, it comes with boundaries where you know this, I cannot overstep this, I cannot do that. And also, it comes with a lot of honesty, because when you find genuine friends, they'll tell you when you're heading to the right direction or heading to the wrong one. They're not those ones that will pamper you, because I've come to learn that some friends like you and they want the best for you, and others try to impress you. By trying to impress me is trying to do everything that will make me happy. But there are those that like you and mean good to you. They are always there to tell you, now this whatever you're doing, yeah. So that is what I want for myself, because I really really want my daughter to learn that from me, that friendship does exist. Just because I lacked friendship doesn't mean I can't be a friend. Yeah.
Interesting, interesting, interesting. There's a thing an artist keeps saying, this song keeps playing in my head, separating facts from truth. And I'm telling you, part of the things you've said, I think they come from somewhere, and some of them don't have a good goal. So
Mhm.
I kind of keep saying in my previous podcast, question why is that word like that? Where's the genesis coming from? Where's the genesis of this particular thing that I'm talking about? Yeah, and then you asked me a question. I think I didn't answer it when you asked me why I don't have a female best friend. Um, Even for guys, I don't have a best friend. For me, I look at them as levels. There's no best. Nah,
Yeah.
nah, nah. I look at them at each of them have a particular thing that
Mhm.
I'd like to learn from them or something of that sort. You see, like as I said, it's it's not just singularly for me. And that kind of friendship, but so many things. They can train you, and you will always learn from that person. I don't know if you've ever experienced
Mhm.
a time where you meet with a friend and you talk the way they talk, you laugh the way they laugh, just because you've interacted with them. So there is a way that this interaction solidifies into something great. So I particularly don't have a best friend, just as a mother and a father do not have a specific best kid.
No, you're lying.
Do they?
They do. They do. My audience will agree with me. Do you think parents have favorite children?
Yes.
Yes. See,
What?
that is loud. They do.
Okay, let me say maybe for the firstborn. I think.
Nah, they
Ah,
do.
no, but
They
I don't think
do.
so. Okay, can they say it before their kids?
They don't
No.
see it,
That's
but they
the
show it.
thing.
No, they show it. They show it. You know, love. Let's say love is more action than words. Yeah,
Ah,
it's what they do, not what they say.
well,
Yeah.
um, I come from a different school of thought because I have never experienced that kind of. I have never known that to happen in my family, or maybe it has happened when I'm older.
Mhm.
I've seen that maybe my mom interacts more with my sister and I interact more with my dad. But I feel that it's when I was growing up, it wasn't that my mom wouldn't. I have never seen my mom love my sister more than.
You chose not to see. Or
Hmm,
maybe, maybe.
interesting. Uh,
We come from different families.
yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, maybe because my family we are two, so you can't really.
Yeah, makes sense.
If you're many, maybe you can see that. But as we are two, like I don't think there was that wishy-washy kind of relationship. But as I was saying, I don't have a particularly best friend,
Mhm.
but I think I have non-verbal.
Mhm.
And this one, by the way, is argumentative. I think I have non-verbal kind of covenants that we don't really say it by words at tukae hapa chini, we sign at you will do this and you will do that. I don't have such, but I mean I have such. So so I think there are levels.
Mhm.
There's no best.
True.
I feel that there are levels, and some levels are deeper than others are lower, others are better, and it's just openly. I can't really pinpoint and say this is the best unless it's one thing. But if it's not one thing, I rarely use the best word. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that it
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, makes a lot of sense actually. Coming to think of it, I feel like there are levels to friendships, but it depends. For me, I feel like I was that friend to girls who was the all-rounded friend. I'm there for you. Blah blah blah. I'll meet you where you can't meet yourself. Come here. But I came to understand that I was acting from a point of emptiness. I felt like helping people was kind of helping me. But now that was giving. I gave and I didn't receive. So it came from a point where I was giving and giving and giving and not sharing. Not that I have given myself that friendship or that love or that attention. I'm just giving it to other friends, you know. I was I would say I was a people pleaser. People don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it because I used to please more than I used to please. I would please them more than I please myself. I was that person that I'd meet you where you want me to meet you. Is it financial? Is it emotional? Is it? But I never used to understand why. But now, as I grew, I've come to understand that I was operating from a point of emptiness. I didn't know exactly what I wanted, so I was on the receiving end. Yet I thought I was giving. You know. So speaking of levels of friendship, I've come to learn that we tend to assume just because I'm your friend, there are those expect. I don't believe in expectations. I used to believe in them. Good for you people that believe in expectations. I don't like to have expectations. I just have to maybe accept reality as it comes, more like expecting the best, preparing for the worst. Yes, because the levels of friendship, I've come to learn that you can't be the hyper friend, the emotional friend, the nursing friend, the mother friend. You can't be all that, but now people tend to want you to give all that, when okay, let's say you're friends with someone who don't know what friendship is. Maybe they're just attached to how you make them feel. That's what most people say, like you trauma bond. Like it's not like they're your child, not like they're your friend. Like there's some patterns about you that they're fulfilling, that they are meeting, that the needs that you are meeting unknowingly. So I've come to learn that you need to understand as an individual what role each individual is playing into your life. Are they can I call her for advice? Okay, if you call her for advice and she's good at giving advice, and then you call her for financial support and she doesn't help you, that doesn't make her a bad friend. She's still your friend. You're just expecting too much from her and very little from yourself. If it is that friend that you can call and they can maybe pay your rent, and then when you need them to talk to you, maybe take you somewhere, they are not there. That doesn't make them any bad of a friend. They are still your friend. It's just that you have not understood what role are they playing into your life. There are those friends that they can only call you for sherehe, and when you need something, that's why people try to call people fake. People are not fake. You just lack awareness. You're not aware. You don't know what role this person is playing into your life and what role are you playing into their lives. Okay, they are fake. Who are you? It's not always about you. It's about they did. Okay, what are you doing in this friendship? There are those that can meet you, like there are those that become family. You see those, they say that family became a friend that became family. But now this person comes to you, like you're connected to this person like as a family. But now you want this person to be a friend outside family. They can't play two roles. Like you cannot serve two masters. Even God said you cannot serve two masters. So I've come to learn I need to understand what role this person is playing into my life. So I have categorized each and everyone into my life where where they need be. If I need something, I know who to call. If I want something, I know who to tell. Because sometimes people might come and tell you, blah 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 said, and now you trust them with you. And now they go and tell blah blah blah. And now you're like, fake. What do you mean fake? I mean, that is a red flag you chose to ignore, because they're already telling you about someone else. What makes you special? I used to think just because I am keeping secrets for other people, they will keep mine. Then I came to understand, no, they are an individual. But again, you cannot always operate from a lack of trust point. They say I cannot trust people, I cannot tell people anything. I was talking to a friend Tuesday, I was telling her, you cannot decide what I do with the information that you give me now, but you have to trust yourself enough to know that whatever I do, you're going to handle it. It's more like it's a personal, it's you personally, it's not them. Because if you decide what they're going to do with that information, that makes you a controlling person. Like you're trying to control everything. You find people that will what is it called? They will coach you. You find a friend that will coach you. Go and say, go and do. Don't say this, don't say that. Now that gives you anxiety, because when you're in a room with her, you always eyes on her. Don't say that. Don't make a move. But now it's more of understanding that yes, I have told you my dark secrets. What you're going to do with that information, that's on you. That defines you. That is your character. And now that's on you on the other end to understand that this person is not a secret keeper. And if I have betrayed you once, why are you giving me a chance to betray you again? You know, people say it's people treat us how they feel. How people treat us according to how they feel about us. I don't think so. You know, people treat us according to how they feel about themselves. You know, if they are hateful people, they'll just hate you. If they're loving people, they'll make sure that this thing is sacred and it's protected. Yeah, so I would like to believe that it is you, it's not them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How you're speaking makes me think. You know, I do a lot of research before I come to talk to people, and I was looking at the word vulnerable. It comes from a word, I don't know in Hebrew or what kind of language, but it comes from the word vandra. Vandra means to be hurt.
Mhm.
And friendship, if you use it as a shield and you don't allow yourself to break or to see these people from this point of view, I don't think you'll really learn the essence of friendship. Because I think the fundamental thing about friendship is to let go, to let God. And the funny thing, let me take us back to Christianity. It has a very funny thing that Jesus take the wheel. So when Jesus is taking the wheel, sometimes I'm just there holding the wheel with him.
Mhm.
He's going inside. I'm like, yo, no,
Twende
no, no,
Narok,
no,
twende
you're going
Narok.
inside.
Yeah.
And we're having a very interesting conversation at church. So we're talking about path. So you can say, I'm going to coast, and you're busy on Nakuru Road, and God is there, and you're like, and you must remember that God is,
Mhm.
and yeah. So like, if you have a shield,
Mhm.
you won't experience what friendship is. So for me, I know by the way me I'm a loud mouth. I'm not a silent guy. If I feel something, sometimes I'll talk to someone and I'll tell them something that they don't need to hear, and they'll be like, "Sasa hiyo umeniambia ya
Ya
nini?"
nini?
But me, I'm coming from a point of, hey, Yani, this thing is bugging me, and I feel like letting it go. And sometimes it won't even be a close person,
Mhm.
but I will do it. It's just my nature. I want to be vulnerable so that I can experience this friendship, even if the person does not understand it from that point of view. And I act as if, even if it even if it hurts me, even if I don't feel like sharing it, I should, so that it gets off my head,
Mhm.
so that this friend can experience me vulnerable as possible.
Mhm.
If they feel like this is too vulnerable, watch and you talk it, it's okay. But the goal for friendship is always to have a heart of consume. Because a thing about covenants in the olden days, what covenants mean, blood. You knew that if you go against this covenant, your life is kaput. So it was taken like a very heavy thing that you can't just carry on your hands, because the ramifications of it are very heavy. You just can't take it lightly, because it means you die. It's painful, man. Yeah. Thinking of it, it looks painful. So I really, maybe someone is listening. That thing about just being vulnerable, it's hard. It's hard,
Yeah, for men.
but you should also have the right people
It's
to be
hard for men.
vulnerable. No,
Why are you running away from that word?
I don't want to
It
touch that
is.
subject.
Okay.
But anyway,
Okay.
I know, I know it's true. It's actually
Yes,
true.
it is. It is.
Actually, that's one thing I admire from you ladies, is
Ladies,
that
yes.
you're vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't struggle from the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more vulnerable, but as I said, there are levels,
Mm-hmm.
levels.
Yeah.
I
There are
can't
levels.
I can't just open up to anyone, because I
Mhm.
know in one way or another, if it reaches to them, they might think of it in a different perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my thought process.
Mhm. Okay. From a Christian point of view, I feel like for you to really experience life, experiencing life is more experiencing friendship, experiencing love.
Mm.
I think I was listening to, I don't know his name, but he was saying the only way to experience life is to die to oneself. Like kill your fears, kill your insecurity, kill your thoughts, like basically dying. Because when you're dead, there's nothing to fear. Now you're operating from a place where you're not in control. It's like you've already surrendered. Now you're just living. And actually, it made a lot of sense because when you look at the Bible, Jesus Christ, he died of himself, like he of this flesh. Now he was operating from a point where he was not afraid of mixing with sinners. He was afraid of. Actually, he got angry. He wept. I mean, Jesus wept. Man, Jesus wept. Jesus wept.
But
Can you talk about it?
but
No, they don't talk about they don't talk about No, but do you think it really means like Jesus wept? It is just Jesus wept. Me, I feel like it is Jesus who was vulnerable. He chose to feel all his emotions without running away from any. Actually, to be honest, if somebody who like experienced me maybe a year, 2 years ago, if they listen to me right now, they say, "Nah, this lady's lying," you know. But again, you cannot explain yourself to people that are committed to misunderstanding you. You know how people experience us differently. There are those that have experienced me as maybe a rude person, an egocentric person, a toxic person. I was operating from that point. Like that is where I had met myself. I cannot give you what I don't have. I cannot give you a love I don't have. I cannot give you attention that I have not even given myself. But now I'm operating from a point where I understand. I'm aware. I understand why I act the way I act. What am I doing right now? So that's what I'm saying. Like I think it takes you, but it takes you because me I used to think like they say sit with yourself. Mi nilikuwa nasikia kama ni stories za jaba. How do I sit with myself? What do you mean with myself? I didn't know that it is sitting and allowing yourself to feel every emotion without running away from any. Are you disappointed? Feel it. Are you angry? Feel it. Are you emotional? Feel it. You can't run away from any emotion because I used to be a runner. I'd run. And eventually all the emotions caught up with me and I'd blow. And you're blowing and you don't know why you're blowing. It's because now your system is full. It's exploding and sometimes you explode to the wrong person. And that comes to you sabotage friendships or maybe something very healthy is right in front of you, but because you're operating from an unhealthy point of view, you don't see it. Actually, you don't know. If you've not experienced a healthy friendship, how will you know a healthy friendship? It will feel like this is new to me. I've come to learn that our system would rather settle for the familiar hell than experience the unfamiliar heaven.
True.
Yes, because this is what I want to feel. I'm comfortable, yeah, but it is in our discomfort that we experience life. Yeah. So also, I think we are in a world where people want friendships without being accountable or responsible for them. Like you want a true friend, but you're not a honest friend. You want a loyal friend, but you're not loyal yourself. But again, the only person you can lie to is yourself. So if you're lying to yourself, you can just lie to everyone. Yeah. So yeah. So but uh, understanding friendship really means you understand yourself first. Means you give yourself. Because I was having there's this guy I met in a matatu. We were having a conversation. He was saying you give love, you give friendship, you give, and then I used it. I thought of it as an example of this is your phone. You give it to me. What does that leaves you without a phone? Yeah. So, but this is your phone. You share it with me. That means you still have your phone. You're just sharing. You get? Many people might disagree. People might agree, but I'm just saying how I believe things to be right now is I don't have to give. I only have to give. The only person I can give is me. The only cup I can fill is myself first. So that when I'm giving out there, people that are outside of me, they are receiving. If I'm a loving person, they receive love. If I'm a caring person, they receive the care. I already have it. So you will not become bitter afterward. Maybe if the friendship ends, you'll not be a bitter friend. Oh, they did that and that and that. Now you shared it. You still have it inside of you. Now you're waiting to attract who you already are. Yeah.
Interesting. You're taking me to one of the commandments. Says love thy neighbor as you love yourself. I really like to know what context that neighbor. I don't know. I don't think it's your neighbor next door.
Yeah.
I think I would really like to know.
Hmm.
I'll research on it. But yeah, that is just the nutshell of friendship.
Do you think it's possible to love your neighbor as you love yourself?
It is.
Audience, is it?
Yes,
Really?
because
But it's tough.
love is, as you're saying, you cannot give from an empty cup.
Mhm.
So if I know what love is to myself, I can then love Zia without depending on Zia, without clinging on her to fulfill something that I'm lacking.
Mm.
So basically, when you know, like from a Christian point of view, when you know God loves you, you're filled with love. Therefore, you can share it so freely without any attachment, without expecting back. I am a loving person, therefore I give you love. So from there, you decide to do what you decide what you do with my love. But because I'm so full of it, I have experienced it in abundance. I give ni kama I share.
You're sharing. You're
I
not
am sharing
giving.
what I am already living with. But
Mm.
if it's the other point of view that we're used to, where it's you're fulfilling something in me, you see that therefore it becomes complicated. I'm expecting you to do something back. I am doing things for you that when you don't do what I want, there's a bitterness. And I feel like the love of God, the way they say God is love, it is without bitterness. Mi nimekupea hii mapenzi, whether you reciprocate or not, because I'm full of it. It's
Yeah,
not that I
true.
need hiyo yako, si eti nahitaji hiyo yako. Mi nakupea yenye niko nayo. And it is so full from where I drew it from that it doesn't matter whether you give it back or not. Yeah, so I can let you go. I don't have to control what you do. There is no attachment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense because I've come to learn that our experiences of life or anything that we interact with, like how I experience life, is actually a reflection of what I believe life to be. Like how people are experiencing friendships is a reflection of what we believe friendship to be. If you believe friendship to be toxic, it will be toxic. But now, if you believe it to be healthy, it will be healthy. It's more like our thoughts becomes our reality because our thoughts, it's more of how we think. Then how we think affects how we maybe talk. No, actually, it's a thought, and then how you it's a thought, then words, then feeling, then action, and then it reverses to that. So I believe that it depends with where you're coming from, because I know that right now I can only understand you from a point where I have met myself. If I've met myself halfway, I'll only understand you halfway. But now, some people are full. There are people that have really understood themselves in levels that you don't even understand. There are people that are very calm in crazy situations, and you're like, how are you doing that? How are you handling that? And me, I'm like,
Can I tell you, I'm not good with pressure. Some kind of
See?
pressure is
Yeah, but
crazy.
there are people who are so calm. They work. They function well under pressure. But now this doesn't apply to jobs. Jobs. this is not from a job point of view. It's actually from, I think, an individual point of view.
Let me tell you, people who have met me have known me when I am stressed. I leave things. Sijui uko, sijui I've left. I do delivery, so I've left the package in the office. Now I'm gone. Almost halfway, the guy calls me, "Yo, umesahau hii package hapa," And I can tell you, Pato can tell you here, hey, you guy, me when I'm stressed. It's impossible not to know. It's impossible not to know. So speaking of that, it really makes me think, should I change that? Or is it even impossible to change that?
It is. People change when they want to. People change for themselves. Not for anyone else, for you. If you feel like you want to change it, you'll change it. But let's say you'll meet yourself where you'll meet yourself. Yeah.
And it's interesting. In part of the purposes I say about this podcast is to challenge biases. And sometimes what you're doing seems true, and yet it's not. It's not true, and that has made me think a lot. let me ask
Mm-hmm.
as we conclude. This one is I don't know. I don't think I'm prepared you for this, but I'd like us to go to the should I?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so the relationship avenue.
Okay.
And you had said you have a male best friend, and imagine you were in a marriage and then your husband asked you, um, where were you? "Ah, go for my best friend." you know and then also make me understand, because there's a very thin line between friendship that is purposeful
Mm-hmm.
and a friendship that is heading somewhere relationally. Like, this is my man, this is my girl. You get? I think it's a very thin line. What's your opinion about it?
Like I said, I think we will judge ourselves, or maybe we'll just judge experiences we've experienced. Because let me ask you a question. This friend, maybe we come from maybe childhood, right? It's an example. Okay, you are my husband, right? So I have a male best friend. You know, you having a problem with that friendship, that means like you're trying to change me to who you want me to be, and not like let me be who I am exactly. You see, I agree, but okay, so many people say it's wrong, but me, I cannot be that friend. I can only be me for you. I can't be them, then you can't be them. So okay, let's say I want to go meet this friend, and then you say no, I don't want you to go meet. Will you meet me where this friend is meeting me?
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah, you'll not. But now it has to come from a healthy point of understanding. If maybe my husband has a female best friend that they have a healthy uh, friendship with, they'll understand that this is how they maybe. I have a female best friend. It is. I feel like it is wrong to control people, because you can't be everything for that one person. You can't be the people say like you can become everything to that one person, that one soulmate. I don't buy
I
that.
also don't agree.
I don't buy that. You can be who you are to that person, because what attracted that person to you, maybe it's different. Also you might find maybe you're an introvert, yeah, and then I want to take a nature walk, and now my friend is an extrovert. So does it mean that anyway people are different? But I'm not married. Let's just say that I'm not married. I don't know anything about marriage, so let me not judge a feeling I've not experienced. It's like asking me, if you find your husband cheating, will you divorce them? I don't know. Honestly, I'm not married. I don't know what I'd do. Let me get there when I get there.
Anyway, when I was asking that question, I wasn't asking it from a point of marriage.
Friendship.
I'm asking from for a friend.
You're asking for a friend.
This is very interesting. Asking for a friend. You know, the friendships between guys and ladies. As I said, me, I'm very goal oriented. So I can see something, I like it, and I'm like, maybe if I go through the friendship kind of view and bond as leading to that goal I have in mind. You get me? And there's a perception that that's not right, because someone would want you to point out, I'm going to Isili, and you haven't said anything. Like, is looking at things, because I believe that relationships that are male and ladies, that is leading to just my train of thought. Have you got the question?
No, I'm still waiting.
Like, okay,
for the question.
In a dating perspective, you like someone, but you don't want to tell them, hey, yo, me, I want a relationship. Are you getting? So I start with friendship, and then I now announce, when I'm now a friend, hey man, let me have such and such. This is my line of thought.
Mm.
So like guide my friend, not me. Guide
Yeah.
my friend to to the realities of what your perception is, because now you're a lady, I'm not.
Okay, I think if you start it wrong, it will end wrongly. I feel that because if you want me to be your okay, I think when you're so afraid of rejection, you know, you will lie to yourself. I'm telling you, like the only person who can lie to you is yourself. You already know this. You want this Chile as your girlfriend, yeah. But now you're telling her, "I want you as a friend." Now you've already lied to yourself. So the only person that when she says like no to the relationship, the only person should be disappointed on is you because you lied to yourself. That is like a self betrayal. Anyway, not to sound judgmental or perfectionist, but I'm just saying like start it. What the worst thing anybody can tell you is no.
But isn't friendship like the soul? I mean, unajua, I've met married people who they're just this is my wife. But you kuta as time goes, they're not your friend.
Mhm.
Friend.
Mm.
You get? So my point of view is that the basics, if you have a basic assumption of friendship as you go,
Mm.
it's not if you just say, I just like you. And then I haven't really placed friendship. I don't even have
Mm.
the space or the leeway now to say, I don't know if you're getting what I'm
I
trying to
guess
say.
I'm trying to
like
get you.
if you're coming from a point of just saying, well, I'll marry you, you get such a thing, and it's like I heard people saying ati nikajua tu ndakuwa. I'm like, ai we wacha bana jaba. But anyway, so that's where I'm coming from.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know about your friend, but what I believe is if you're operating from a controlling point of view, you'll always be disappointed. Like when you try to control, you can't control everything. You know, you can't control how they react. You can't control what they say. I'm just saying, like, just trust yourself enough to. Okay, I'll ask her if she says no. Okay, it's more like asking yourself a question. Maybe what if she says no? You know, I was listening to a podcast that this guy was talking about like challenge that thought, you know. So I don't know, honestly, I don't know if I don't think I can advise that friend. I don't know.
Yeah, so